So thanks for joining us here halfway through the VW Drag Racing Championship season. As you can see, Matt Atwood is already storming ahead in VW Pro, looking like an intimate win for him, but VW Sportsman is very much the opposite story. Luke Stevenson, James London, Dean Clatworthy, all right in the mix, with the two rookies, Adrian London and Jason Onslow, right on their tails. So here we are at Bug Jam, the premier event for the VWDRC. As we all know, anything can happen at Bug Jam with great entries in both classes. We see 23 cars in VW Pro and 25 cars in VW Sportsman. Anything can happen in the championship standings. Welcome to VWDRCTV's coverage of Bug Jam 27. I'm Tom Herbert and you join me at Santa Pod Raceway in the glorious sunshine. Looking forward to an epic weekend ahead with full classes, 25 cars nearly in both classes, more than we've seen in a few years. Let's go and see how they got on the track, shall we? So as always at Bug Jam, VWDRC with a highlight of the weekend on the track. As always, we see great action in qualifying. Here we have VW Pro racer Danny Hyman in his monster four-wheel drive Mark IV Golf. We previously see Danny run right into the 10s and there he does again for us, a 1065, an incredible car, that Mark IV Golf. It's great to see the variety of the VWDRC cars on the track, showing that we can have a VW Golf racing a VW Beetle. In the right hand lane there we have Graham Freeman in his Subaru powered Beetle. Seeing Graham back out on the track here is great. We saw him at a big band this year, putting down some great numbers. So here is the man on fire this season, Matt Atwood, in his VW fastback runs right down into the 11s in that V8 powered supercharged beast. All we can say this season is that he is going to be a very hard man to catch. Paul Ragate in his front wheel drive Scirocco putting through a 12.42, a really impressive time there for Paul. And here's one of the cars that everyone's been waiting to see. Not only Jacob Bailey in his Jetta in the right hand lane, but here is Mario Tau all the way from Germany in his VR6 turbo powered Polo. We've seen Mario run into the 9s already, but this car is so impressive, the way it picks up, the way it revs, an incredible piece of machinery, and I'm just going to let you all watch this run. .976 at 148 miles an hour. What an incredible pass there for that little green Polo. So we'll move on to Sportsman qualifying. Committee members Abby Tever and Luke Stevenson head up against each other. Luke in his Mark II VR6 powered Golf, the major. We've seen that Luke really trying to hit into the 12s here this weekend. How he's done in a 13.22, how can he do against his run? And a 13.4 there for Luke. Room for improvements, but still a great pass. So here on the track we see last season's VW Sportsman champion Dean Clatworthy heading up the right hand lane in this red, beautifully painted Beetle. Another contender for the 2013 championship here is Jason Onza in the right-hand lane, another Beetle. It's great to see a lot more air calls back in VW Sportsman this season. It was very much looking like there was a lot of water-cooled power cars last season, but the air core boys are definitely coming back in and showing that they can do what they can do. Jason there with a 15.56 and a 15.45, so a great run for him. So it's a female rookie for 2013, her first event with a VWDRC, Frances Herbert in her Mark III VR6 Golf. This is the first weekend for Frances. She's already been on the track a few times, showing some real promise and hopefully potential for a future champion here. As you can see on the start line there, the crew chief for this car for Herbert, multiple VWDRC champion as well, with 3 consecutive titles in VW Sportsman. She goes in a 14.6. How can she do here? Wow, an incredible pass there for Frances with a 14.603, putting her into the #1 spot for qualifying. What a great weekend she's having at the moment. And here we are on board with that car. The lovely tone that VR6 puts out. James London is 1.3 Turbo Polo, the beige beast. Really great car, and a car that I love to see. Always hooks up incredibly well, very consistent. So the VWDRC are here at Santa Pod, which are at their premier event, Bug Jam. Bug Jam's been running for 27 years now, and we always see it as the highlight of the Volkswagen calendar. Mass turnout in both classes this year. We had some cars participating in Run What You Brung on Friday, so let's see how the action went for those guys. So back to the track, and we're kicking off again with VW Sportsman. Here we are with Ross Page in that beautiful Mark II Golf. It's a 1.8 naturally aspirated, which shows how impressive that is that we've seen the car run into the 13-second zone. Right-hand lane, we've got Adrian London in his white Polo, first missing out for that car. He's had a really unlucky season, always having to borrow friends' cars and bring them to the track. But apart from that, we've seen him do great in the championship, showing he's currently sitting in 5th position. So here's a really interesting camera view, courtesy of those incredible little GoPros. On the side of Steve Pugh's white Beetle, the Jack Rabbit. He's known for his burnouts within the VWDRC. We've seen some incredible shows. Second zone. Just previously painted by WRP, the club sponsor. So if you ever get a chance, walk around the pits and check out the paint job on that Herbie looking Beetle, make sure you do. So here's a previous champion and a rookie in the VWDRC. So when I keep saying rookie, what I mean is their first season with the club. When you're a rookie, you have one season to potentially ring the award at the end of the year of Rookie of the Year. Pretty self-explanatory. The person that scores the most points across the season their first year wins the award. So back again with Ross Page in the left-hand lane. See if he can better on his earlier time. And then over there in the right-hand lane, we have the Panic Attack driven by John Devlin. We've seen that car run into the 14s before, so let's see how we can get on. First weekend in the car for John. Slowly making his way into stage there as we see the both lights on the top of the tree. It's just starting to light up. Nearly there. And there we are, both cars. And all we can hear is And lovely turn from that Mark too. Running a 14 dead for Ross pace. Let's see if we can go through towards the end of qualifying. And he runs a 14.12. Really good run there for Ross. And first weekend out for Lee Malian here in the left-hand lane in that beautiful blue buggy. We actually catched up with Lee earlier in the weekend. If for any of you Facebook members out there, make sure you can check out his page. It's Caliber. Back into VW Pro here with Graham Freeman, another man that loves his burnouts in that Subaru powered Beetle. As we can see that smoke just starting to pour up. Yes, we love that. We love to see those big smoky burnouts. John Paul style there. So B2 on B2 here. Daz Chandler, Stuart Hodgson in the right hand lane. Very simple looking car. In that turbo powered Beetle. Cameron into the 10s. How is he going here? Must have had some issues on the start line, thanks to doing a 13.2, but a good terminal speed of 106. So it looks like it might have just been a start line issue. So from two Beetles to the water-cooled area, it's got a Mark II Jetta of Jacob Bailey, R32 powered, probably known as the noisiest car in the Volkswagen Drag Racing Club. Doing really well this season, currently sitting number 3 in the championship, looking to jump above James Hodgson this weekend. Chris Bayliss in his weekend warrior car. And Jacob Honda in Nino, Mark II powered, VR6 powered turbo Golf with a bit of nitrous in there for a bit of a kick. That car used to actually be a car that was used as an airport vehicle, interestingly enough. Obviously far from its airports and duties now. Jake previously run well into the 11s in that Golf. Currently going in the 12.0, so having to get through 12.05. Great run there for Jake. I'm sure that's going to really help him in qualifying standings. So here's a shot from one of our sponsors, Ken's Diner, not far from the track. Old American style diner with a lovely mixture of food, burgers, milkshakes, anything that you fancy. Make sure that if you're in the area visiting the Santa Pod Raceway, that you go and check out their restaurant. And back with that incredible machine, Mario Tao's VR6 Turbo Polo. It's just fighting for grip down the track the whole way. The power that this machine puts out is incredible. Thanks a lot for Mario to come making the trip over to the UK. Put on an incredible show for us all. So here we are on the side of the car. We're very lucky to be able to get the insight that we do now. Rolling burn up there from Mario. Makes his way towards the start line. Sequential gearbox in the Polo, ensuring minimal gear shift times. Inching his way towards the stage. Pre-stage for him now. Into stage. Brings up the revs. Got a turbo spooling up. Incredible the way this thing flies. We're coming up to 150 miles an hour with a 10 and 9 second quarter mile. So that's all for qualifying here at Bugsham 2013. So let's see how the results look after that. Danny Hyman sitting at one of top of VW Pro, an incredible run. Stuart Hodgson and Danny Wharton sitting in second and third. As we go down to the top 10, we're all within 1/10 of their time. Francis Herbert, the rookie, and Abby Tever, both joint times off there with a .003 off their runs. Women really showing to lead the way in VW Sportsman this weekend. So that's qualifying done for today at Buckjam. That's 7 rounds of qualifying they've had in total. So we're about to go into eliminations. We've some really close racing so far. So hopefully we've got a good afternoon ahead of us.